chat, here we go. It's a rare 1v1 match for a million different reasons this time. Not only is it a Saudi Arabian player versus a South American player, something you're not going to see very often because there are no servers to play that on in any sort of fair sense, but it's also one of the rare times we've seen Drufinho play in 1v1. As far as I'm aware, I have not seen any evidence of 1v1 from Drufinho. He's already in EU with Feer. Feer has done great in 3 so far this season, and I extended the invite to the Feer team members. Drufinho said he was down to run some 1v1, so we'll see. He has a really tough opponent here in Nush. Nush has been playing some solid 1v1, was on a really great streak until it was ended by Nupo, and now he's going to own goal here a little bit to start off this 20-minute match with Drufinho. If this is your first time tuning in, it is not a best of 5. It's a 20-minute best of 1, and the only breaks these guys will potentially get is if they decide to call timeouts. They can get a 2-minute break and regain the mental before continuing to attack through this single elimination bracket of 32 teams. Or I shouldn't say teams, 32 players. We have played out the West, and we know the champion waiting for whoever's going to come on the East. Drufinho almost hitting a filthy backboard double to open up the scoring for him. I say open up the scoring because I do think Nush was the one to score on his own net, as he will now slow this one down and force Drufinho to turn towards the net. We've already seen some time wasting in this format. It's obviously one of the toughest formats to waste time. You can't just waste a couple minutes. You need to waste a lot of minutes. But I think for the most part, players have just been grinding out, trying to score as many goals as possible. Drufinho into the air dribble. Can't get the reset. Does get the recovery demo, though, and one touch towards the net will get him a goal. I think I've seen Drufinho on the top 100 leaderboard in ones, at least on occasion. I don't know if you guys have seen him. Type 1 in chat. I'm trying to think. I feel like Drufinho maybe plays a little bit of ones, even though he's not played in any show matches. Could be making that up, though. So far, in the first 2 minutes, I've decided it would not surprise me if Drufinho did get top 100. I think one of the things about playing 1v1 in SAM is that it's really hard to get games and grind MMR into the top 100 unless you're willing to play on US East and willing to play on 140 ping, which, you know, some of the South Americans are, but not all. He is 30-ish. Oh, there you go. So Drufinho maybe making his debut in show matches, but not foreign to the 1v1 game type, as he actually has himself a lead on Nush right now. These guys waiting, or I shouldn't say they're waiting, they're playing. Jorias is waiting for the winner of this matchup in the quarterfinals in the East. Not going to be a great reward to have to play against Jorias if you make it through this match. But the East side is never going to be easy, as Nush gets this dribble dunked. Drufinho able to tap it past him, and now the long shots. Can Nush recover? He can't. It's tough to post it in. It's perfect placement. And Drufinho up 4-2. Drufinho, a solid start. Can you change the server? Yes. 4-2, 1737. All right, we continue. We got Nush, another server. He has to chill on 108 ping when he plays on EU servers. Now, it's not necessarily the ping that reflects a good server for anybody. As long as it's consistent, Nush is ready to try out this new server as Drufinho able to get the early lead. We're not going to count that as Nush's timeout, I don't think. He is playing on an away server, so we'll give him a break. Drufinho dunking Nush on the dribble. Delayed use of the flip. Did he get a reset or something? Or did that timer just happen to work out? Oh, yeah, I think he got a reset. What a challenge. Nush. His flick saved as he's in a decent position here. Great boost advantage. He needs to get going against Drufinho if he wants to be able to stay in this game. Nush is just dancing around the ball, looking for some way to break through, but Drufinho positioned well enough to never really leave an opportunity. Drufinho's going to dive. He's been very aggressive, and that is a great adjustment by Nush. He's noticed Drufinho likes to turn and challenge right away, take away dribbles before they start instead of shadowing. And so Nush reverses off the ball, able to win the low 50. Nush to the ceiling. What a pinch. Is this on target? It is. We just talked about how Nush was reacting to the early challenges. He did it on the ground. Here, he does it in the air, expecting the early challenge from Drufinho. He just pinches the ball high and sends it soaring into the top shelf. Nush going to stay on ball off this kickoff. Does enough to get Drufinho to miss. Steal the midfield. Drufinho seems to be not worried at all about being on the wrong side of the play if it means he can go grab boost. We've seen it a couple of different times. Diving in to the midfield or the deep back corner in order to grab the 100 and returning to the play. This time, it paid off handsomely. Not only did he not get scored on, but he made it back and quickly took possession and got a goal. Nush delaying this flip as he air rolls around and dashing. Drufinho able to tap it around him. Nush was trying to be cheeky as a way to keep this possession. He was just half flipping and not really focusing on staying on the ball. But to be fair, he's in an awkward position where he was just to the left of the ball. Any sort of flip would not have been a great touch. Somehow needed to find a way to half flip and stay on it. He has definitely recognized Drufinho is going all in on his challenges and goes for another low 50. Drufinho can't make it back. Nush will stay within striking distance here. Drufinho, by the way, I don't know when the last time is that we had a KBM player on, because if I remember correctly, Drufinho is one of the rare top KBM players. And as far as KBM 1's players, I'm thinking like Torsas was the last guy we had on when we did some OCE crossover matches. When you guys think of any other KBM players, definitely something worth pointing out, as it is fairly rare, not just in the Rocket League scene, but in the 1v1 scene as well. Impressive is as well. I don't think I've seen Impressive. Yukio's KBM. You guys are saying KBM players, but I'm talking about KBM players who have played on the channel, because it's not often that we see one's players on the channel that are KBM. KBM, of course, in case you haven't, heard that phrase before, is referring to keyboard mouse. Drufinho does not play with a controller. He plays with a keyboard and mouse, and Nush is going to be able to take his air dribble away and get a 6th goal. Trebla is KBM, is that right? I think we watched some Trebla gameplay on replays, but I don't think we've had him on. Maybe we had him in a tournament qualifier setting. Nush did not let this game get out of hand as Drufinho was trying to extend the lead early. Maybe the server truly has been better for him as he starts an air dribble out of the back corner. Has a reset and falls to the ground. Lets the ball pop and finds its way in. Drufinho could not get the goal line save. He did try and wait out this dribble and go for it as late as possible, but floated a little bit too far past the center of the ball for that diagonal flip to work. Matched wave dash kickoff. Nush going to force it towards net. Drufinho should have no issue getting the save, though. Now we'll set up a dribble of his own from the side wall. Does he have the reset? I'm not sure if he did, but he doesn't need it because he low 50s the ball in, and Nush feels like Drufinho did get it and has to respect it as he jumps in the air. Does not cover that low 50. Now Drufinho in the lead again. Nush resets. Lets the ball bounce. 8-8. Drufinho falls for the fake. We saw Dark on KBM that one time. Yeah, that was crazy. He was still pogoing like a madman on KBM. Nush. Delayed flick. Drufinho now going to have to defend out of the net. He has 60 boosts to work with. Previously, we saw him diving in situations like this, but now starting to play it a bit more passive. Not sure if we've seen a Nush lead yet as he taps the ball to Drufinho. Now it's going to be a clean dribble setup. Will he go air dribble bump? Seems like he will. Goomba stomps Nush, who's able to half flip and make the save, but an additional bump prevents Nush from just running it down the center of the field for a free goal. So credit to Drufinho, who's now going to challenge early again. He steals this one away. Can he get the double? Not quite. Although he does get one more touch to keep the ball around. Now into an air dribble. Has a reset. Touch to the back wall. He couldn't quite get it. He pinned it off the post. Now he's helping Nush's counterattack, although I do think he would be able to recover in time. Now Nush power sliding around the play to set up an attack. He has Drufinho on low boost, but it doesn't matter. Drufinho taking the ball away and scoring on the 9th. We've seen a lot of ones players in that same situation with Nush accepting that they're going to be forced into their own half and taking the possession there and trying to attack with a clean setup. Sometimes it can be tough to turn around the ball and get him serious momentum, get a real shot. Drufinho able to make a low-speed save here on the goal line. A demo on Nush will guarantee the ball does roll in. So 10-8 for Drufinho. Nush. Ball to air dribble, has the reset. Drufinho challenging early. Nush, the reset is used to tap the ball over the top and keep Drufinho completely out of the play. Nush. I mean, you can even see Drufinho boosting downwards too, as he's expecting that ball to fall, I imagine. Nush not going to get the midfield though. As Drufinho. Ball to air dribble. As we have 2 minutes to halftime, Drafinaho going to extend the lead to 2 again. I think that's the biggest we've seen. We might have seen a 3-goal lead for Drafinaho early. Nush. Letting this air dribble fall to the ground. I'm actually surprised that Drafinaho didn't try and close the distance there and make his landing more awkward. He kind of just allowed him to fall down. We'll back off now as Nush takes to the ceiling. Drafinaho fakes the pre-jump. Nush lets it fall to the ground. Maybe as a result to counter the pre-jump. Drafinaho is there for the low 50. He's been having to do some heroics here in net, but he's managed to do so. He'll even grab the midfield boost. Nush with 66. The fake jump does get Drafinaho to back off. And now he'll boom it over the top of him. That is great play from Nush. Big challenging on the ball to get Drafinaho to feel like he can't turn in. You can see him recognizing the jump and turning away. And then the debate back and forth. Should I challenge? Should I shadow? Nush waits until he's in too deep without a decision and then shoots the ball over the top. Ooh, almost the 11-11 and 11-11, but not quite. Nush fortunate to get the demo after Drafinaho taking the ball off the dribble. Now Nush going to start again from a carry start, which is a really slow start to a dribble, and to try and go the whole field with it. Seems like it could be hard. He's not quite able to do so. Drafinaho into his back corner. Nush pre-jumping it. Challenging aggressively. Did he get himself an opportunity? Drafinaho stayed patient, made this save. Can he get the counter? Tried to just boom the ball. But Nush will be around. And pass to himself off the corner. What he wanted to be a pass to himself, but he recognizes Drafinaho's up, so backflipping out of it. Now he has a clean possession. Drafinaho again, early challenging. Able to guide this one to the back wall, but Nush will be able to follow it up. So it's 11-11 with 10:14 on the clock. Drafinaho has been able to push the lead out and always had it come back. We have not seen Nush really extend it at all. He's only been able to tie the game up, but here's maybe his first lead in a while. And it comes 4 seconds before halftime. 12-11 in favor of Nush. Nush does come in as chat's favorite. Chat did see the entire bracket. And they have Nush as, I think, quite the heavy favorite here against Drufinho. I mentioned it before. I think these close matches seem to always end up going the way of the favorite in the final few minutes, unless the underdog can get a big lead. And Drafinaho, he's had a small lead, but he hasn't been able to hold on to it. He's going to get challenged early by Nush, who will look for the tight angle, can't get it. Hits back wall, has all the boost in the world to work with though. Drafinaho has pads to try and defend against this one off the back wall. Nush goes to the ground, fakes the first touch, got Drafinaho in the air, but Drafinaho's in the right spot. Not only does he get the save, he's pre-flipping an attempt to get the counterattack, but he won't be able to. Solid defensive stand from Drafinaho there. As Nush takes this guy again, Drafinaho falling back down to the ground after the pre-jump. Nush, the flick, it finds its way behind Drafinaho, as he can't quite cover it. Nice little touch on the right side of Nush's car to guide it in. What do you think the average rank of the chat is? I think it's somewhere in champ, based on what we've done before. Probably high champ. Maybe people who are lower rated weren't answering the polls. Nush, what a shot. He loves these little 360 flicks where he keeps the tail end of his car on the ground. And a 3-goal lead for Nush. That's a saucy flick, and it actually finishes with him pointing towards the back wall and ready to follow it up. Nush extending out to the biggest lead we've seen for him, as Drafinaho wins the kickoff, trying to stop the bleeding. He is going to be able to get a goal as Nush turns to shadow and tries to surprise with a backflip challenge. The Drowley masterclass is over. Yeah, I saw Drowley. I mean, Diaz did this a little bit as well. Just kind of wasting time and seemingly being in no rush at all. But I saw the beginnings of the Drowley Grandma game, and that seemed like the peak time wasting. Nush. Kickoff win. Up 3. For those of you maybe tuning in after seeing the previous rounds complete, Drafinaho actually spent the majority of the first half in the lead. It wasn't until right around the halftime mark that Nush, the favorite coming into this matchup, was able to pull away and get the slight lead he has now. Drafinaho diving, actually fortunate that Nush bumped him slightly, otherwise his recovery would have been even worse, but it will be a Nush goal. Not gonna lie, I don't like the disrespect in this format. Wait, what? I think it's fun. I mean, I think the format is unique. Players are gonna play it in their own way. Nush turning and diving. Drafinaho's dropping him the nice one. I'm assuming because he thought he'd be backing off after he won boost. He didn't think he needed to worry about a Nush dive. I personally don't mind. I even appreciate the players who are playing it different than they otherwise would have. You know, because it's a different matchup. It's maybe not necessarily the best way to play. It's just to grind out a 1v1 like it's a 5-minute 1v1. Time wasting could just be the favorable way to win. I don't think we know for sure yet. As Nush trying to get something going here, as he's got a 5-goal lead, the biggest lead we've seen. And it's interesting how this storyline has happened so often, where games stay neck and neck. I mean, by all means, it looks like they're as close as possible, and they're going to go down to the wire, and yet right around the final 5-minute mark, sometime in the second half, that favorite just seems to pull away and get some distance that can't be recovered now. Right now, 4-goal lead is very recoverable with 7 minutes, but if you look at the game trend, it's definitely heavily in Nush's favor, who's able to get over the top of the air dribble bump, and now sends this one out to the midfield. Can't get back to it. Drafinaho does get it into the corner. Dive now by Nush. Drafinaho, a little camera check. He sees that Nush is going to be aggressive, so he side flips it past him and drops it into the bottom left corner. I'm not sure why somebody in chat is spamming respect for Yan. Is there a lack of respect for Yan? I think especially One's fans have tons of respect for Yan. As Drufinho, can he get the demo here? Yes, he can. That was his way to get back. Now Drufinho, flick. Didn't have a ton of boost to work with. Didn't get a strong attack. Did get the boost grab, though, in the back corner. Still Nush able to escape it and get his goal all the same. Okay, I am going to have to just time you out. Like, I don't think we disrespect Yan, but you also can't just have your only message just be respect for Yan, respect for Yan, respect for Yan, respect for Yan over and over and over again. Nush. 1914. What's the ping for these guys? Drufinho is in EU, so he's rocking 28 ping. 100 for Nush. Drufinho sneaking one in off this kickoff win. Nush went to the midfield boost, trying to recover back, couldn't do so. Respect for Octane Seiko. All right, we get it, chat. You guys all respect your various players. Nush. Do we have respect for Nush? I guess we'll have to find out based on how this goal ends. Drufinho able to make the save. He had respect as he waited on the goal line. Tapped down into his corner. It didn't seem to be focused on making a play on the ball. Just wanted to bump Nush. But he will reset now. Boomer flick. Nush is able to flip it over the top of Drufinho. I'm actually surprised that Drufinho went so all in. He took a big risk trying to, prevent Nush from bringing the ball down to the ground. He's got to understand that Nush has that flip and is likely to push it past him. I don't think it's the wrong idea to force him to use that flip, but maybe stick around a little bit farther out where you can have a follow-up. Nush, he's going to get 6. A 6-goal lead with 5 minutes left to go. Approaching the final regular 1v1 these guys are used to playing. And a 6-goal lead is one of the bigger comebacks you see in the 5-minute mark. But not impossible. Drufinho has played well. And he's been extended the lead at times. Nush, a flick, not powerful enough to get over the top of Drufinho. As Drufinho will grab the midfield. Now get into an air dribble of his own. Nice delay on the flip in order to approach closer to the net and make sure Nush can't react to the shot in time. Drufinho down to the ground off the dribble. Notice Nush is backing off, swinging wide, not challenging. So no reason to play quickly. Instead, let the ball fall to the ground. Roll it into the bottom left. Nush now with 50 boost to work with, decides not to play it out of the air. Instead, bring it to the ground. Interesting reverse into a backwards wave dash to try and shoot the ball, but it doesn't lead to a great shot. Drufinho in the air. Not much left over and too much separation on the dribble. Nush will take it away, and he takes his sweet time here as he puts on his 5th goal. Any pogos so far? We have not seen pogos. Delayed kickoff, I think, for Drafinaho that maybe didn't pay off the way he would have liked to. Now Nush sending one into the crossbar and a follow-up. Drafinaho didn't even seem interested in trying to defend it. He knew the shot was coming. We got a Razier's Pogo versus FBI. Great to hear. Nush has the reset. Can't get the 50. Drufinho, can he get all the way around this ball and get the shot in time? Doesn't seem like it. As Nush recovers, Drufinho in the air too. Ambitious pre-jump by him to try and intercept, but he actually did land with a bump on Nush. Should give him some time. Didn't pick up his own back corner boost, so he'll have to reset to the other side. Reset first touch on the save. Using up all the boost to get back to the midfield, but he got the demo and should have an easy tap in. So a 5-goal lead for Nush with 3 minutes left to go. Did I get better in 1v1 after commentating so many games? No, I did not. But I also don't really play much 1v1 anyways. Nush. The meta, the top tier meta is a little bit different, believe it or not, than the rank that I play at. Drafinaho, he's been able to equalize and not allow this lead to extend anymore, but he needs more than that. He has to be able to bring it back. Nush will fake the kickoff and get possession. Drufinho again will put it back to 5. Should start time wasting now. Well, if you ask other players in the tournament, they think the time to start time wasting is immediately. As soon as you have a lead at all, it's time to start time wasting. But we have seen these guys mostly just looking to score at every opportunity they can. And while 5 goals, it's just interesting how different the lead feels in these 20-minute matches. You know, 5 really doesn't feel like much with as much time left over, but slowly it starts to become a lot in kind of a hidden way. You know, now I have 2 minutes 5. I mean, that's huge. In a regular 1v1, it would be very unlikely to see a recovery from that. And Nush, what a boomer of a flick. 2 minutes and a 6-goal lead. Instead of the Drufinho comeback, it has just been Nush extending farther and farther. Drufinho almost daring Nush to dive in there. Won the 50 and beat him over the top. Oh, the most unfortunate bounce for Drufinho. The only way he wasn't scoring immediately is some crazy high bounce. That's exactly what he got. So instead, it's a Nush goal. Drufinho drops the nice one. 7-goal deficit. It will take quite the miracle now for Drafinaho, who, again, if this was a game of holding the lead for the maximum amount of time on the clock, he's actually still in pretty good shape, as he held it for pretty much the entire first half. But now it's 8. Drafinaho is going to keep looking for the miracle. Couldn't get this kickoff goal, though. Definitely had to hit that if he was going to bring it back. So now might just be a minute 20 for Pride. Drufinho continuing to drop the nice ones. When this game finishes, can you show us the Nush goal on 3 minutes? It seems you haven't been paying attention and skipped it. Oh, on 3 minutes left to go? Or 3 minutes into the game? We skipped past the nice goal. Nush. Flick pops this one. And now it's almost, I mean, it could be mercy ruled. I can't believe that we're talking about potentially getting to a mercy rule with a minute left to go. But it's a 10-goal lead. And Nush has been on a roll. Drufinho taking away this dribble. Truly, we'd have to see a goal every 5 seconds for Drufinho, and this would be the beginning. Now, even a little bit faster than that, goal every 2 or so seconds. What a save! Oh, wow, he's getting a little toxic here. Dropping the what a save on Nush. Nush trying to run the score up. He's trying to get as many goals as possible. Drufinho does get the outplay here, and that should drop in. So 8 goals, 30 seconds. I tell you what, it's tough to see an 8-goal comeback in a regular 5-minute match with tons of time on the clock. I'm not sure we're going to see it here, as Nush extends it back to 9. Drufinho is seemingly tongue-in-cheek complimenting every goal that Nush gets. Nush. He has turned up the mechs here as he feels confident in his win. Drufinho, will he get one for the road? He will. 30-22. 10 seconds on the clock. I don't think it's possible anymore, chat. I don't know about you guys. A fake kickoff to end the game. Nush doesn't get his own back corner boost, though. So Drafinaho will keep it coming. Now he just needs a 7-pointer in 3 seconds. Nush will advance. He's got Joria's in the next round of the madness. This one did become a bit mad to end as it will land on the goal line. GG's. Thanks for playing. Appreciate Drafinaho jumping in during his prep for the major to play a little 1v1. But Nush will be the one to advance.